She been gifted from the start. Applying pressure, taking pressure off your heart. Yeah. Best-selling author, you can.
Okay, there we go. All right. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you all for being patient. Thank you for coming out. The weather is wonderful, so it's not the weather's fault. We had a little bit of a mix up after 7 years of doing this event. There was some misunderstanding about what time they thought we were going to be loading in. So there was a matter of a 6 hour difference when they thought we were going to get here when we arrived. So it took us a while to get in and to get the folks situated. And I had people calling because they're all like, still freaking out, but it's all okay. So we're going to get started. I need someone on my staff. Can one of y'all take this phone and deal with these situations for me, please? Thank you. This is the lovely Madison Laster, everyone. Madison is a college student at Howard University. She's been on our team for 2 years now. She pretty much helps run the show. So if I fall over up here, she would be able to continue and keep it moving. All right. So I just want to say, just to give you guys a little bit of information about why we do this. So how many of you all know how many of y'all have someone in your family, friends who've been affected by heart disease? So about every hand in this room went up. And the reason every hand in this room went up is because heart disease is the number one killer of all Americans. And a lot of times we have this conversation and we know that we are particularly overburdened by heart disease. But the truth is, it's the one thing that connects us all. It's the one thing that if we're actually patriotic, if we're really, trying to do something for America, we'd be trying to do something about heart disease, because heart disease is the one thing that we actually all share in common. However, there are some statistics that we should know about a little bit more in this room, and that is pretty much why I got started actively doing this kind of education, this kind of advocacy. So when I first started talking about heart disease, I had a lot of people ask me, well, you're a pediatrician. Why are you concerned about heart disease, right? Because most of us are aware of heart disease in 40s and 50s, when friends of ours start having episodes or even dying, maybe of heart attacks and strokes. And so that's commonly what happens. But here's why I got involved. There was a statistic that I will never forget that started me very concerned and getting actively involved. And that is, the American Heart Association says that 49%. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is, before I even finish the sentence, 49% is an epidemic. 49% means 1 out of 2. That's a lot, right? So 49% of African American women have heart disease by age 20. So yeah, let that sink in. By age 20. So when I read that, I said, well, here's the problem. This is a pediatric disorder. Because if half of us already have heart disease by age 20, that means 30% of us have heart disease by age 15, right? Maybe, 20% have heart disease by maybe age 10. I don't know. And because we haven't done the kind of research that needs to be done, because we don't get as involved in research studies, we're still not knowing exactly when it starts versus when it peaks. But 49%, unfortunately, is not the peak. That isn't even the peak. That's the 20-year mark. So here's another thing about heart disease. Hypertension is the silent killer. Why is it the silent killer? Because you can have hypertension with no signs or effects for years. And by the time you actually have signs or symptoms, it's irreversible. So while it's creeping up, you're unaware. That's when I knew, as a pediatrician, it's very important for me to know that heart disease is the number one killer of all Americans, that 49% of African American women have heart disease by age 20. Here's another one that hit me. We talk a lot about maternal health, right? About maternal deaths that occur. Do you know that heart disease is the number one cause of fatalities in maternal deaths? In maternal related deaths, those people who die in in delivering their children, the number one reason for fatalities is heart disease. So here we are connected again, understanding that heart disease is, and I didn't finish the statistic, black women are 3 times more likely to die in childbirth than our white counterparts. So that's its own statistic. Then the next one is congenital heart defects is the most common birth defect. Congenital heart. It affects about 40,000 children every year. So, why are we not talking about heart disease as a pediatric disorder if 40,000 children are born with congenital heart disease, a congenital heart defect? Most of them, even when they're treated, are going to need lifelong treatment if they survive. And if we get old enough to bear children and have children, the one thing we might die of is heart disease. And guess why? Because I just told you that 49% of us already have heart disease by age 20. We are not talking about heart disease enough. And it's cute to dress up in red and do the red dress event and do all the other, but if we're not teaching people what it means to, one, know what heart disease looks like, right? Two, how to prevent it. We need to know how to prevent it. There are 3 pillars that we're going to really address here. And the 3 pillars are, the first 2 everybody talks about. And they're very important. What are they? What's something that somebody always talks about when they're talking about heart disease prevention? Exercise. Exercise, right? Exercise is the number one, right? Exercise. Let's get ourselves moving. Let's get pumping. Let's understand that atherosclerosis, which is not high blood pressure, which is hyperlipidemia, high cholesterol, if that clogs your arteries, that's going to cause some problems. So exercise helps defeat that. What's the second thing? That's an actual thing. There's exercise, and it always goes together. Exercise and diet. Diet. Everybody talks about the foods we eat. Do y'all know that 1 in every 3 Washingtonians, 1 in every 3 Washington residents is food insecure? If 1 in every 3 is food insecure, how much time and attention and money are they able to prioritize in a good diet? We want them to. We're talking to them about it, but we got to do better. But there's this third pillar that we don't talk enough about. And I got 2 friends here that are going to talk to us today about this. And it's the thing that's hitting us the hardest. Who wants to take a guess? Stress. In fact, they tried to do it to me today. They tried to give me my own example of how stress can affect folks like me with low blood pressure, because I have a really good blood pressure today, y'all. But stress. And the problem is we have learned to live with stress. We have learned to strive through stress. We have learned whatever doesn't make you, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We have learned all the things. You got to be 10 times better. We have learned, all the stuff. I know I grew up in it. We all grew up with that S on our chest because all the moms, the aunties, the grandmoms, listen, our dads, our uncles, pop, they all had these S's on their chest because you never let them see you sweat, right? They're not going to know that they broke you. Beyonce said it, you ain't going to break what's she say? My soul. All the stuff that we have to get ourselves geared up for, to get out and continue doing under pressure and under duress. but it's killing us. It's killing us. And it's not to say we don't have to continue to do what we need to do, right? We're not, the fight isn't over. That's not what we're saying. We're saying we have to learn what are the things that we need to do that can actually relieve the stress. I love a bubble bath, but a bubble bath is not going to get rid of your stress. I'm just saying. I love to get my nails done. Your nails getting your done, no, it's not going to get rid of your stress. It makes you feel good, right? There's some euphoria that comes. There's some endorphins, but we got to talk about how do you release the stress from your actual nervous system. And there are evidence-based ways. And I'm not saying medical medicine. I didn't say that. I said evidence-based. That means research is behind it. And we want the medical field to get on board, but it's not about the medicines. I'm not here to say don't take medications. That's not what I said. Don't come out of here saying Dr. Yolanda said if I just meditate and learn to breathe, I don't have to take my high blood pressure medicine. That's not what I said. But I am saying that you have to learn to add some things to what you're already doing because that's not working. We've been doing that for a long, long time, and we're still dying. We're still dying. And I don't want people to die. And the reason I have this event is because y'all are all beautiful and everybody's sitting in the room and we're all the adults, but it's too late for y'all. The information I have, you either going to take it or not. Some of y'all going to listen to it and be like, I'm still going to eat mine. And I'm not going to fill in that blank because people used to get mad if I said Krispy Kreme donuts or if I said, the Klondike bar. If I said the whatever it is you were eating, they got mad because I said you're going to eat that fried chicken. They got mad. I'm saying you all going to have your own habits. You're going to do what you're going to do. Hopefully you listen to something here that changes some things that you're doing. But you know who I really care about? I care about your kids. I care about your grandkids. Guess what? This affair, call it a red carpet affair, this is a heart-to-heart red carpet affair. And the heart-to-heart is this. There are two things I need you guys to hear. The first, our children need us to do better. One, because they want to emulate us. They want to do whatever we're doing. So guess what? When my mother ran around with that S on her chest and did all the things and helped all the people and was everything to everybody, that's what I grew up wanting to do. I lost my mother and she was 57 years old from an aneurysm. I am 54. I live every day knowing that my mortality is real. Because I lost my mother when I was not yet ready to lose her. I was in medical school. I was just learning what I needed to know to help her. And I know now that everything I'm doing is for everybody else because I did lose my mother. I don't want motherless children out here. So we got to learn better. So the first thing is they need us to do better because they want to emulate us. The second thing is they need us to do better so we can be around so they can have us here to grow up with. I miss my mother. Now, I have a lot of mother figures. I have a lot of people who care and love me. I don't have my mother. It's not because she was reckless. There's a lot of stuff we didn't know, right? A lot of stuff we didn't know about stress. A lot of stuff we didn't know about food. It was when a lot of changes were starting to be made in FDA and things that were being accepted as foods that are probably not real food. So there's just a lot of changes. I just want awareness. I want awareness. I want you all to do better. All of us, right, to do better because I want our kids to have their best legacy. And honestly, their best legacy is us. It's all the information we have. Imagine the stuff that I don't know, right? And I'm a smart chick, but there's a whole bunch I don't know. And a lot of it was held up in my mother. There's a lot of stuff I would have learned. It would have unfolded as we became adult friends, right? In our adult relationship. So that's why I do what I do. And that's why we are here. And without further ado, I'm going to invite there are people here that I love because they do all of this stuff every day. The kids are involved because they know that this is important. and they want you all around. They want you guys to do better so they can do better. And so when I told these kids that this is what I was doing, they were like, "Oh, I'm all in." Just like I said, I got my college students on board. I got a bunch of high school students here that's helping. They were downstairs learning CPR because CPR can save somebody's life, especially when you're in an area where ambulance response times might not be the best, right? We know that there are situations that occur. So you need to understand that you could save lives right around you. You don't have to have a medical degree to save somebody's life. So I want to help so many more people save so many lives, and that's why we're here. All right? So give yourselves a round of applause for being here, for learning, for understanding, for doing better, for doing different, because I think that we have so much to offer. So, we already know that there are sponsors here. Our number one sponsor that we have to acknowledge is Events DC. Events DC stepped up to the plate when we weren't even sure we were going to continue this. And we are so excited to have them. I have to mention that my partner this year is none other than Federal City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I say that like that for a reason. And I want to acknowledge that we have several of my sorors in the door. A lovely one that just walked in with her. So please give them a round of applause because these are my partners. You can sit wherever you want. Just have a seat. Right behind you is fine. And so I wanted to make sure we acknowledged you all. There are a lot of prizes that I like to give away. I love to give away stuff. And so what happens is those booklets aren't just there to be cute. They have a lot of information, but there is actually quizzes in the booklets. There's a fill in the blank quiz and there's a crossword puzzle. Everybody well, most of y'all are qualified to win. I'll probably say my co-chair is not qualified to win. I'll probably say, Don, that's you. Yeah, you're not qualified. I'll probably say the folks on my staff are not qualified. But a lot of y'all are qualified to win. And here's what's good. You may have been here before and you've seen some of those questions. There's some new ones. But you're going to be at a head start with some other folks. And they know I give some good prizes. I have a juicer, one of the top line juicers we give away, Costco gift card. Y'all know eggs are $8 a pack right now, right? Okay. So there's a $50 gift card from Costco. We have exercise equipment. We have stuff for just relaxing. We have giveaways like a personal coaching session with our breath work specialist. We have transcendental meditation session. For y'all, we have some stuff. So I'm trying to address your stress. I'm trying to get you to eat good, and I'm trying to make sure that you can get some. Oh, we have exercise. We have a personal trainer session that we give away. So we're giving away some good stuff. Like I said, I wish I could win, but there's also, like I said, there's CPR downstairs. I'm going to say that again because on intermission, there are some things that you want to learn from CPR because you can't answer all the questions in your book without going to see the people downstairs with the CPR. I mean, there's a method to the madness, right? So there was CPR going on before we started. There's going to be CPR going on through an intermission. Now, intermission is also when your food is going to be served, and it's already here and ready. So you don't have to worry about whether it's going to be here on time. It's here. That's the one thing that happened actually early today. And so we got that. The other thing is, and we're doing what we call a lifesavers event. That's what the CPR is. So you'll get little trinkets and stuff when you go down and do that. There's somebody who's doing photos for you guys, $5 photos that she's offering. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that. That is a part of a campaign that I got selected by the American Heart Association. This is the first time this has happened in my 7 years of doing heart health awareness, where they nominated me for something called the DC Woman of Impact. And what that is they are looking at how many things you're doing, like your impact and your awareness events, but they're also looking at how much you're raising, right? How much money, how many funds you're raising to go toward research. Because I just said the reason we only know that 49% of African American have heart disease by age 20 is because we're not doing any other research. We found that out, but we need to know, well, when is it starting, right? Where's the peak? What are some of the things that we can do to reverse this? We got to get more involved in research and diversifying research. Everybody in here, DEI is not a bad word. So we got to diversify and be equitable in this research area because otherwise we're not going to have the solutions for us. The solutions don't look like they look like for a white man with heart disease. We're going to have different symptoms. You're going to find out all about that too tonight. Okay? Um, so that's actually all I wanted to do. I do want to welcome up my co chair of this event. She and I have bonded over these weeks trying to get all of this together for you all. And I'm just so excited that we were able to pull it off. But I want you all to give a warm welcome because, as I said, this is our first time partnering and they did their thing. I'm so proud of my chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So I want you all to please give a warm welcome to Don Hill and a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I am representing the Federal City chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I see some of our chapter members here. If you can raise your hand. Yes. And I am the chair of the Physical and Mental Health Committee. So when Dr. Yolanda brought this to us, I said we had to do this because that is what we do. We do service, and as part of the Physical and Mental Health Committee is important for us because we share a common goal in making sure and raising awareness about heart disease. I want to acknowledge my co-chair of the committee, Yolanda, over there. But like Dr. Yolanda, this is also very personal for me. My dad passed away at the young age of 48 years old of a massive heart attack. I'm going to be 48 this year. So our plan is to continue this and continuing partnering with Dr. Yolanda. So next year, right, I'm going to be almost 49. So if you see me do a little two-step, that's because I've made it because my dad did not. And it's a struggle every day. Like Dr. Yolanda said, it's hard. Every day you got to be conscious of what you put in your body, movement, and that mental stress. I'm a federal employee. I'm a little stressed right now. So I'm hoping that all of the tips and resources that are out there today can help me. I've got to figure out how to get by day because of what's happening in the climate that's happening, in the world today. So again, we are just so very honored to partner with Dr. Yolanda, who's just been a staunch supporter of everybody in this community. And one thing I want to mention really quickly is Wards 5, 7, and Ward 8 is the community that we serve. So you mean a lot to us, and we want to continue this. So thank you.
You have the graphic that we want to show for what we're doing tonight. So we are going to be now. Don't feel bad when it says zero. That's just how much we're raising tonight. We've been raising money. We've actually gotten about. I want to say we're at about $5,000. My goal is 30, and I have until April 10th. So if you leave here tonight and you're like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it today. I might be able to do this next week. Maybe next, can I say next month? Next month, March. Okay. That's Sisterhood Month, by the way. Y'all, something you might want to give me. So that's when, if you can do your donation later, that's perfectly fine, okay? We have some table tents that have a QR code that will take you to, and again, this money is not for me. This is actually me raising money for the American Heart Association. This is me saying, hey, 1 in 3 women die every year from heart disease. Do you understand that that's a woman every 80 seconds? So as I've been up here, roughly, I don't know, 15 women, right, have died so far. It's every 80 seconds. It's 1 in 3 every year. We cannot continue to leave here prematurely. We have to do something different. So I'm here to help raise not only awareness, but I'm also trying to raise funding so that we can get research from with the American Heart Association for women, and for me, particularly black women. And I've told them, this is where my dollars, this is where I want my dollars to go. And they're very accepting of that, and we are partners in that. So I just want you all to know. So as we go on tonight, they're going to show you. It's okay. They're going to show you what how much we're raising over the night. And again, there's no pressure. I do this every year anyway. So whether I got $5 tonight or $0, I'm going to do this next year, because I do this for the impact, not to raise money. But when this organization came to me and asked, would I also attach my name and my passion and my commitment to raising money, I said yes, because that's what we do as Deltas. We say yes, right? So that's what I said we would do. So without further ado, I want to invite someone up to get started with what I call edutainment. We're educating y'all while we entertain y'all. And this first woman is phenomenal. Her name is Cookie B. I know we've been real busy, but is she already over here in the back? We need Cookie to come up. There you are. She's right here in my left side. See, I'm getting old. The glasses help, but they really don't. So I'm going to invite Miss Cookie B to the stage to my left. Come on up, beautiful. I was like, where is she?
Good to see you too. Ooh, hello. I'm Cookie B. I'm a spoken word artist out of Washington D.C. I'm really glad you guys titled my section "Speak to Your Heart," because as I think about heart health, so you'll learn about nutrition, you'll learn about exercise and all the self-care things, right? But I am a firm believer that a lot of the way that we take care of ourselves is rooted in the way we identify with goodness, the way we see ourselves as worthy of good things, of excellence, of something beyond our circumstances, right? So we go through things in life that could break our hearts, that could break our souls, our minds, all of the things. So my poem today is called Grains, and it is literally a message for your heart, all right? I imagine the grains in the sand and think that's probably what it would be like if I held your heart in my hands, broken in pieces. You've been through experiences that detoured your believing. You've had some betrayals that broke parts of your being and tainted the view of the life you be seeing. You're lacking trust, lacking belief that you'll ever have the strength to get up, lacking feelings that you're even deserving of much. Things turned out how you didn't expect. You showed out in what wasn't your best, and now you're operating at less than 100% because the parts of you that were broken have never been fixed. Things happen that are out of our control, and things result from us not having experience enough to know. But why do we discount the purpose of things based on our bad experiences, instead of recognizing how rips in the seams could cause us to feel things a bit different? See, sweaters are created to make us warm. But if the sweater has a hole in it, that doesn't mean sweaters are not for cold seasons. It means you need a new one or should repair the one you got. It means that sweater is broken and there still exists one to make you hot. Because it's not the knife that cuts you, it's the person who used it. It's not the gun that shot you, it's the one who was shooting. People in churches do all types of abusing, and we'll be connected to folks who help us with nothing but losing. Shattered and jagged hearts, I've been cut by them all. People will tear you apart, then laugh and turn back when you fall. But that doesn't mean good versions of things don't exist. It means you've been introduced to a lot of what ain't it. Goodness is freeing. Goodness is something I hope you grow to believe in, because everything was created with goodness in mind. But caught in the world, we'll see less of us shine. See, part of knowing what's real is recognizing what's fake. Knowing what is requires knowing what ain't. You gotta know what's for you and know what isn't. Learn to know purpose and the things that ain't in it. We can't let encounters of this world dictate what's true. Separate what happened from what things are designed to do, and from how all of these things were misused to hurt you. So I apologize for every way this world and its people brought pain to your being, for no one ever showing you true faces of Jesus, for no one ever giving you hope to believe in. No matter what you feel And no matter what others say, no matter what you allow, and no matter what you portray, goodness was made for you. You've been deemed worthy, and there isn't a thing you can do to change what's true. So why question when good things happen? Or lose hope in what you don't see? When you can open your heart to your worth and take better steps to believe. Take right now to align with the fact you're worthy of healthy relations, of people who don't diminish your hope in what's changing, of light and respect, of forgiveness and grace no matter what's left unchecked, not because you earned it, and not because of entitled, I think I deserves it, but because God looks at you and says, this one is much more than worth it. This one was made for joy. This one was made for peace. This one was made to stand and not sit at others' feet. So may today be a day you rise, where you don't let the world around you treat you like some cheap prize. Step out of your basement and really open your eyes, knowing your penthouse is yours for the taking, because you are worthy to taste the fruit of good things. So take time in your garden to plant the joy life should bring. Thank you.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Heart Month. I'm Dr. Yvonne Commodore Mensah, Associate Professor and Cardiovascular Disease Researcher.
I'm Faith Elise Metlock, PhD student and cardiovascular disease researcher. Here are 5 fast facts about heart disease and how we're empowering Baltimore communities to take control of their health.
1. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States and worldwide. On average, someone in the United States dies from heart disease every 34 seconds. Black men and women have the highest burden of heart disease.
Stroke is the #5 killer and leading cause of disability. 2. It's also the most expensive disease. According to the American Heart Association, it costs nearly $1 billion a day.
3. In Baltimore, where the Johns Hopkins School of Nursing is located, heart disease makes up more than 25% of all deaths. 4. Baltimore's life expectancy is almost 72 years compared to Maryland's overall life expectancy of almost 79 years.
But we can dig deeper into life expectancy because race is closely tied to neighborhood residents. Baltimore's Druid Heights neighborhood is 94% Black and has the lowest life expectancy, 63 years, while Roland Park has the highest, 83 years, and is 80% white.
5. As much as 80% of heart disease is preventable through a healthy lifestyle, physical activity, getting healthy sleep, avoiding tobacco, and knowing your numbers, your blood sugar, body mass index, blood pressure, cholesterol, which you can monitor with regular checkups.
Okay, this piano is not for me to play. I am introducing someone. I probably should have left the podium for a second. This young lady, Layla Johnson, is a senior at Elizabeth Seton High School, and I need y'all to understand she has been a part of this program since the very first event we did. So in her 5th grade year, she was here to play the piano. She is absolutely amazing. She is on her way to college. I'm so godly proud of her. Without further ado, Layla Johnson, playing Beethoven, y'all.
I'm
Okay, we have this thing we're about to play, but this child is 17 years old. Please give her another round of applause. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Yolanda, and I just thought I'd hop on here. And if you all would indulge me for a moment, I'm a quick 1 minute commercial. Okay, hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves right now. You're having a good time. Food is coming if we haven't already served it, but if we have served it, I hope you're enjoying it, and I'm sure you're enjoying the show. But why I wanted to do this quick commercial was to find out if you all know about something called a heart attack assessment. So I had my physical last week. My physical was with my primary care physician named Mark Majors. Shout out to Major Medical. Their locations are both Silver Spring and in Clinton, Maryland. And after doing my physical, my doctor, Dr. Majors, asked had I had my heart attack assessment yet. And I said no. It's a heart attack assessment. So I'm here. I returned a few days later, and I am hooked up to blood pressure cuffs. Not only on my arms, but they've also done blood pressures on my feet. And what they're doing is they're taking my pulse in both arms with my blood pressure, as well as the pulse on my from my feet. And they're just trying to determine if my blood pressure, like the vessels, right, if all the blood is flowing correctly through all of my vessels. Oftentimes, when we find out that someone has had a heart attack, what is the reason? It's because they've had a blockage in one of their arteries, right? And sometimes they'll have to get these bypasses, whether it's a double bypass or a triple bypass. That determines how many vessels were actually clogged, and they'll tell you at what percentage that vessel was clogged. So these are assessments that you should be getting done. If you've never had one, or if you've ever heard of one, talk to your physician. Make sure. And if you're not old enough to get one, but you have a parent, a brother, a sister, an auntie, make sure that they're getting these things done, all right? So get your heart checked out, not just by getting it listened to with the stethoscope, but make sure you're getting into heart attack assessments, okay, guys? So I appreciate you guys giving me a moment. Now carry on with the show. Take that bow, y'all. Woo! Okay, these amazing young ladies. First of all, they kept going because I was like, and I learned a couple of things today. Sydney, you will not be walking away. You can open that curtain. Miss Sydney, I know you did not want me to do this. Sydney. Uh-huh. See, I'm still mama around here. This is Miss Sydney Wiggins, you all. She is 26 years old. She's the choreographer for these young ladies at the Washington Ballet. She was in the Washington Ballet dancing when my daughter was in the Washington Ballet. My daughter's 25, Sydney's now 26. So she went on to go and become, and now she works at the Washington Ballet. She works with these young girls, and she is an amazing force. So you would not know, you were not going to just slink off into the back. So I just want you guys to acknowledge the amazing work that's being done over here in South, I'm going to say the TH East. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I said the TH. I mean, I got my black card, but I also get to say the TH when I want to say the TH. So, some of y'all might not even know what I'm saying, but some of us pronounce TH with an F. And give a hand to these high school students from Bishop McNamara who are my volunteers getting their volunteer hours, but they still got me working. So thank you very much, gentlemen and ladies. They were here all day working, so I really appreciate them. Okay, so we now are very excited. I am very excited. But what I'm trying to do is also save some time because a lot of stuff happened in the beginning, and now it's, you know, without further ado, I had bios I was supposed to read. I'm going to include these in all of the mailings, but some of the people that I have coming before you all are just amazing. All of them, let me say that differently. All of the people that I have coming before you all are absolutely amazing. This person, Miss LaShawn Wilson, is actually a really dear friend who continues to help a lot of people get in touch with their bodies, their breath, their inner energy, purpose. There's so many things I can say about her. I met LaShawn years ago. Ooh, I don't want to talk about that. When I was doing hot yoga on Capitol Hill, and I was a participant. She was a participant at the time, and then she went on to become one of the owners, and she does a lot of retreats and a lot of work with youth and with adults, and definitely with women, especially Black women in this space. And so LaShawn is going to come and talk to us or do a quick presentation about breath and breath work and how that is connected to our health, to our hearts, definitely, and how it can transform your life, not just yourself, but I think really your relationships with, because once you learn your relationship with yourself, you understand your relationships with people and with the earth. So I want to invite LaShawn up, and please give her a round of applause.
To say that it is a pleasure to stand in front of each and every one of you and to be invited here is an understatement. My name is LaShawn Wilson, and for the last 17 or so years, health and wellness has been my complete focus, almost an obsession. And the more I understand it, I become more and more obsessed with it. I have an invitation for each and every one of you in this moment, because in this moment is where our power really is, in the present, and that's why we call it the present. Will you take a moment to consider your breath? Don't try to change it. Just breathe how you're breathing now. It is this breath on a moment to moment basis that brings us and keeps us and instills us right here in this space. And I'm grateful that our breath at this moment is not being obstructed. There are many people who breathe, but they have a really, really difficult time doing it. And in this moment, I don't believe that any of us are having a difficult time doing it. Will you consider placing your feet softly grounded and just feeling your backs against your chair? And I haven't specifically and individually asked the DJ, but if by chance he could find like a meditative sound, that would be great. But if not, it's not needed. Because as long as you have your conscious mind, and thank God for a conscious mind, as long as you have it, you can change the way that you feel and see and experience the world in any moment, no matter what level of stress you perceive. And one of the first things you can do it by is by your breath. Will you consider your right or your left hand? It could be either one. Take that hand, right or left, place it on your abdominal muscle. Make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. And then the other hand, you can place it on your heart center, really soft. And if you feel safe in this space, consider closing your eyes. But if it feels better to keep them open, keep them open. You're always deciding what feels best to you. We're tapping into self-awareness at this moment. Now, not only are your feet grounded, but so are your tailbones into your chair. The breath helps us to remain stable. And it is the silent communication. It's the silent communication to our parasympathetic nervous system. It helps to calm the body down. So will you take a deep breath in through your nose and press your belly away from your body? Feel the belly press away almost like a balloon. And then exhale, breathe, and allow the belly to draw back towards the body. Thank you, DJ. Feel the shift. Feel the shift in the room. Feel the shift in your internal being. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Belly presses away from the body. And exhale, breathing. In this space is where we create that pause between ourselves and the external world. A world that can be chaotic and wonderful all at the same time. But what we do know is that this world is ever, ever, ever changing. And when you want to slow things down in your mental and emotional and physical body, connect to your breath. Inhale. Exhale, breathing. This is your superpower. At least is one of them. At least is one of them. And you can draw on your breath, the pace of it, how long you inhale, how long you exhale, every waking hour. It is your silent language to your brain and to your nervous system. And although there may feel like so much chaos is going on in the infrastructures of the world, it is the breath that connects you to the invisible powers of the spirit of being human. Just feel your body. This will slow down your blood pressure. It'll bring it down some. And you'll start to feel this coolness on the surface of your skin. That's because the heart rate is slowing down. And everything is working a little bit more efficiently. Take another deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, breathing. You see, we were given many tools, and this is one of them. It's underestimated. It's underestimated. So that S, that superwoman, superman that you may have or have been given to you and you've accepted on your chest, maybe you can allow that to slowly dissipate and take that superpower into your breath. It'll make everything little by little by little by little by little feel different. And it may give you an opportunity to feel a sense of gratitude, even in the midst of situations that you may not be as openly grateful for. Everybody, every human body, everybody, and let's make it a little smaller, everybody in this room is responsible for his or her experience. Not necessarily the government or the president or any infrastructure, not necessarily. And it is my wish. It is my wish in this moment, and it is my wish as I live the rest of my life that we learn how to use some of that responsibility to the best of our ability to make our life experience different. If there's anything that you have to be grateful for, in addition to this amazing space and this opportunity to be together and learn about heart health, consider that thing or things now. Take another deep breath. Exhale, breathing. And on the count of 10, if by chance your eyes are closed, consider opening them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just check in and see how you feel. If it feels even slightly different than it did prior to you connecting to your breath. I wish everybody in this room a mind that can hold thoughts and that's clear and decisive. A body that's healthy with little to no pain. Little to no pain. And lungs and a heart that carries you for the longest of time so that you can thrive. Take one more breath. Exhale together. And so, and so, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you, Dr. Yolanda. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to every amazing person in this room.
Okay, so for several reasons, I feel so much more relaxed and calm and relieved. There were so many things that were behind the scenes that I, I so want to share, but I don't need to anymore. So thank you. We have an amazing video of a young lady. And again, I had this conversation and I said, we're here to save lives, and my focus is the youth. This young lady I did an interview with, and I had to share it. She's 29 years old now. She was actually crowned Miss DC at one point, and her story began at age 16. I'm not going to tell it all, I'm going to let her tell it. But what I will say is, between the age of 16 and 18, this young athlete knew what to do, knew what to eat, knew how to maintain herself, had 6 heart attacks. Run the tape. Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Yolanda. Welcome again to the 7th annual Red Carpet Affair, where we aim to educate about heart health disease, provide resources, fun, and prizes so that we can change lives. In the spirit of changing lives and saving lives, I'm so excited to introduce one of our guests who will be speaking about an experience that she had. And this young lady is phenomenal. Her name is Jude Mabonnet, and she is currently 29 years of age, but she miraculously survived 6 heart attacks, if you can believe it, between the ages of 16 and 18 years old. So Miss Jude Mabonnet was crowned Miss Washington, D.C. in 2023. And that same year, she participated in the American Heart Association's first Leader of Impact campaign. And she won that campaign hands down, raising money and raising awareness for research in heart disease. So please welcome with me Miss Jude Mambonnet, and we will talk with her about her experience and really sort of get some information that I want you to have in your hands that can help you save lives. Hi, Jude. It's so good to have you here. And so now I just want to have you tell a little bit more about your story, um, how how heart disease has affected you. But when did you first have symptoms? How did this whole thing start? And just sort of give us an idea so these young people and their parents can see like this could happen to anyone.
So I had my first heart attack when I was 16 years old. It was a very normal summer cross country practice where I went out for a 6 mile run. And around mile 3, I started having chest pains. But I thought, oh, maybe it's just the heat. Maybe I didn't have enough water this morning. So I kept running. And at mile 5, I had to stop running because my chest pains became more severe. But then I also had a headache, and I was nauseous, and I was profusely sweating, and I felt this stabbing pain in my left shoulder. And I looked at my teammates and I said, something's really wrong. So they ran ahead to get me help. But I was a mile from my parents' house and a mile from my high school. So I did this weird walk, jog, kind of a blur thing back to my high school. Got there, told my coach I didn't feel well, and he said, I don't know, call your mom. So I called my mom and waited for about 20 minutes by myself outside for her to arrive. She rushed me into the hospital, and after a full series of tests, the doctor came in and he said, you just had a heart attack. And that was the first of a series of 6 that occurred within a 2-year span of my life.
Wow, that is amazing. I think what I need people to understand that you said first off is that you were an athlete. So
Yes.
you weren't someone who weren't physically active. You didn't have a poor diet. You weren't overweight. You weren't any of those things. Stereotypically, we talk about heart disease and people who have a poor appetite. They're overweight. They may have hypertension, maybe some diabetes, some other chronic disease, something that gives us some idea that something might be happening. And they're also dealing with again, inactivity. But that was not the case for you, right? So since once this all started and then you had the several episodes, what was it that doctors were able to maybe ascertain about any of your risk factors that made you susceptible to these heart attacks? Did they find any underlying pathology, any sort of like protein, like, any clotting, anything, any family history that they were able to sort of maybe look back on and say, yeah, this might be the case. This might be the reason that you experienced these heart attacks.
Yeah, so it took about a year and a half to come up with a diagnosis, and I had been through a series of tests and actually a couple of doctors. The first doctor told me that it was a fluke and I was fine. Thankfully, my family doctor was like, absolutely not. Let's go get a second opinion. Then we saw another doctor, and on a very random Tuesday, I had an abnormal EKG. And that EKG showed that my heart was essentially in a state of tension. And so sometimes I was having these spasms where my arteries were restricting themselves and it was stopping the blood flow to my heart. And so that was really treatable. I started taking a calcium channel blocker. I was able to return to sport. And I actually ended up running 4 years of Division 1 cross country and track. So it all worked out and it was very manageable, but it was very inconclusive trying to figure out how we got there. And we still don't know really what the cause was because this is not something that runs in my family.
Okay. So the next lesson I want people to hear is advocate for yourself, right? So here we are.
Yes.
We talk a lot about going to see your primary care physician or your doctors or even specialists. And sometimes what happens is we get someone's opinion, and then we just take their opinion and we just say, okay, I guess that makes sense. But if the math isn't mathing, if it doesn't make sense, make sure you're advocating. And if not for yourself, then make sure you're advocating for your children. So I'm so glad that you all pushed that envelope and that you said, and with your primary care physician as a partner with you, that said, listen, there's something else that's happening. You're a healthy young lady, you're active. This doesn't happen to most people in this position. Let's keep looking. Let's keep investigating. So I'm so glad to hear you say that a part of getting a diagnosis for you really involved advocating for yourself or your
Yes.
family advocating for you. So that's amazing. Awesome. So that being said, again, I know most people are sitting here going, "Wow, this is like kind of crazy. This could happen to anyone. If this could happen to an athlete." What advice would you give based on your story, the symptoms that you had? I love the fact that you added a couple of symptoms that a lot of people don't think about. And this is why we talk about heart disease in women, right? Because the classic heart attack symptoms is that chest pain and that tightness in that left shoulder, or maybe that tingling. But what we've noticed about women is there is that nausea, right? Sometimes that dizziness. Sometimes we'll have jaw pain instead of chest pain. Luckily, you actually even had the chest pain. But what advice would you give if you were talking to your younger self or talking to young people or even their parents about your own experience and what you would want them to take away from this?
I would say don't ignore your symptoms. I should have stopped running at mile 3 when my symptoms started. And I'm very fortunate that as I continued running, I realized that I needed to stop. And I'm really fortunate that I'm still here today as a result of that. But don't ignore your symptoms. Don't let anyone tell you that it's just a panic attack or you're being dramatic. I heard that a lot too when we were trying to get a diagnosis. I heard many medical, practitioners tell me, "Oh, it's just a panic attack. You're a teenage girl." And the reality is that wasn't true. And I don't know what my outcome would have been if we had accepted that as an answer and not pushed for more. And so don't ignore your symptoms. And the other thing I would say is I suffered from a heart attack, which is still relatively uncommon for younger people. But sudden cardiac arrest is the number one killer of student athletes, and it's the number one killer of people under the age of 25. So, my biggest message to people is learn CPR and demand that those around you also know CPR, because the reality is that is the thing that is killing most young people are these sudden cardiac arrest events. And so, my big mission has been to educate, break the stigma of what people think about when they think about heart disease, and to just continue to push for people to become part of the American Heart Association's Nation of Lifesavers, where we are looking to create a country of people who just know how to do CPR.
Okay, y'all heard that call to action. Why am I smiling and beaming and excited? It's because we today offered CPR awareness. So if you did not get an opportunity to do the CPR awareness at the beginning of this event, then you have an opportunity to go downstairs where we are doing CPR awareness during intermission, and you can get your CPR awareness. And let me tell you a little hint. You probably won't get all of the answers on those quizzes if you have not done the CPR awareness, which means you're not likely to win the prize. So you might want to make sure you get a chance to get that CPR awareness today. And the real reason we're doing this is because, as Jude said, it saves lives. We are trying to create lifesavers in our immediate environment, in our immediate families, in our immediate communities who know how to administer CPR. You don't have to be certified. You just need to know what the steps are, what's really important. How do you do CPR with just your hands? It doesn't involve mouth to mouth resuscitation. I know a lot of times people hear CPR and they're concerned that they have to do mouth to mouth. No, we're talking about hands only CPR that we will be teaching you, or that we have taught you before this program started. And if you did not get a chance to get downstairs to get that CPR awareness, please do so. So I just want to say thank you, Jude, for joining us, telling us your story, really getting involved and getting out there to help save lives. I think today that we've definitely made some people aware of some things that they need to know and really be conscious of, because it really does. It's up to you and I, it's up to our family members, it's up to our communities to help save lives. And I think that if we talk about this as much as we can possibly do, then our young people realize this is actually about us and you as well. So thank you again for joining us today. And again, you look beautiful. I'm so glad that you are here with us. I'm so glad that you are educating others. And good luck with everything that you do.
Thank you.
Doc Yolanda, she been gifted from the start. From the start.
I'm tired of the song. I know they're tired of the song. All right. I just wanted to share real quick after that why we're doing this, right? So every year I have a red couch conversation. And every year I've found, first of all, there are a million of these conversations to have. But every year I find somebody who has a story that I'm like, I have to share this. Like, I need somebody to hear this. Last year we had a young lady. Everybody's young to me now. So she had a young lady who was talking about her experience, and the commonality with Jude is that she was having heart symptoms, but every time she went to the emergency room, they told her she was having a panic attack. And she's of a certain age, like myself, and so she was saying, okay, I've never had them before, but there was COVID, things were happening. There's a lot of stress. Okay, maybe you're right. So she went home. She did it several times. Long story short, she runs a foundation called Open My Heart because she had to end up having open heart surgery. By the time she went to see someone, they had to do an immediate open heart surgery. Her arteries were clogged 97%. She stopped going to the emergency room because she just thought it was anxiety, and she was tired of being told it was anxiety, so she didn't want to keep feeling. She was feeling shamed because They said it was anxiety. Lo and behold, it's not. So here's what I want to tell y'all. In my educated doctor voice, we do not know everything. And if we are walking around pretending we do, then you're talking to the wrong physician. Most of us understand that medicine is an art and a science. There is lots of information that we have, but we're constantly applying that information, and you all are all individuals. And guess who knows their health better than we do? You. So, something Jude said, and something that Florence Champagne had to understand too, is you're your best advocate. And if we're not agreeing with something and you just know, intuition is a whole thing. It's a superpower. It's our ancestors. It's all the things. If you know something is wrong or feel something is wrong, but you don't quite have the right people agreeing with you, then keep asking the questions and keep looking for the right team, because we really should be your partners in your health and wellness. We are not, this is not a patriarchal, relationship that it used to be in medicine, because that's how it was taught. That's not what this is. So the reason this story is so important to me, and the reason it was so powerful, is because, as she said, she should have stopped at mile 3. But guess what we all do? I'm going to finish what I started. My mama didn't raise nobody that quit. I can push. What? She was pushing through a heart attack? I'm going to need everybody to understand she was pushing through a heart attack. At what point in her head did she think the coach was going to be mad because she had to stop? Her mom or her like, we have taught some of the wrong lessons. So let's make sure that we're understanding that we have to become aware when we can't. And can't is not a bad word. It is a 4-letter word, but it ain't a bad word. It's okay to stop. It's okay to reassess. It's okay to call for help. And I just thought her story was so powerful, and I really wanted to share it. So I hope it really touched you all, because what I will say is she was a student athlete, but we have a lot of people that's, there's a lot of screen time these days. There's a lot less student athletes, and we know they're not student athletes. So that's a whole nother story, because we got a lot more people who are less active than that. So we got to be really aware that being active, you can have these symptoms. So, my God, if you're not active, let's weigh that. Let's think about that. I'm gonna leave that right there, because that took me out. I am going to invite to the stage Miss Rena Boone. Now, for consideration of time, we're not going to do that video. Okay, there is a video. It's an amazing video. I'll try to get that out to people. It's a 2 minutes or so. It talks about the connection between transcendental meditation and heart disease. It is truly an evidence-based technique of lowering blood pressure. I will tell you my own personal information about it. It lowers cortisol. That's the first thing to know. Does everyone know what cortisol is? Cortisol is that stress hormone. Cortisol is that thing I was working with earlier today, when all this stuff was running around and things weren't open when they were supposed to be, and nobody was where. My makeup artist didn't show. Oh, I didn't tell all this stuff. Okay. So I had a whole bunch of cortisol working. And I'm going to tell you a couple things that happened. That young lady, Layla Johnson, came out here. She played. And I don't know if y'all caught this lesson, but she started one song. And she stopped that song because the keys weren't quite up to snuff. Like, first of all, she's 17 and she could tell you something's wrong with your piano. So I was like, okay. So she didn't appreciate how the sounds were coming out of that piano. So she shifted in that moment. What? At 17, she shifted to play another song, blew us away with the second song. And in that moment, I said, and you over here, 54, all mad because whatever happened didn't happen. And I was not as graceful at all as Miss Layla. So Layla was playing, and we had a lot of information going on. And it was talking about how classical music and music opens up, dilates the vessels, it lowers blood pressure. So my pressure was going a little down when she played first Beethoven and then Chopin. Y'all don't know. She went from what? Then my friend LaShawn came up here and had us just breathing. My blood pressure was dropping even more. So I'm about to get y'all really excited, really, really feeling good because Miss Rena Boone, who is the former director of the Transcendental Meditation Center here at the Ark, but still my forever friend because she's actually the person who taught me Transcendental Meditation. Um, you'll never forget your Transcendental Meditation teacher. They will always be very special to you. So you are always special to me in my heart. I'm going to welcome you up to give a couple of minutes about transcendental meditation. Take us through that, and then we'll have intermission. Food is here, so if y'all are hungry, food's here. So you are between these people and some food, so I do apologize. I do apologize for that, but I think you are going to do an amazing job. They are very ready for you. And those of you who are waiting for the fashion show, which is the most amazing thing, happens right after intermission. So don't go anywhere. The other thing is you'll be listening during your intermission. We want you to be aware that we're doing a 50-50 raffle. So if you're interested in that 50-50 raffle during the intermission, you'll be able to purchase raffle tickets and you guys can be blessed just as much as we are in this process, right? So, without further ado, Rena, would you come on? Dr. Rena Boone. I'm sorry. She made a correction for me, and I just need to be, corrected in real time. This is not only Dr. Rena Boone, but she is a distinctive member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She wants you to know that. Okay.
As that song says, my, what an evening we are having. This is my seventh event with Dr. Yolanda since the very beginning. I am so honored to be here, to be asked to be here every year, to share, to share, to participate. There is so much knowledge and wisdom, inspiration, and tools that are being shared this evening. And I feel like each year it just gets better and better. So, what I have to share is about meditation. You know, nowadays there are so many different meditation techniques, and it can be confusing. Meditation with the eyes open, meditation with the eyes closed, meditation with music, silent meditation. I practice and teach a form of meditation called Transcendental Meditation, TM for short, that Dr. Yolanda just mentioned. I want to start at the beginning. Why did I learn how to meditate? What drew me to want to learn how to meditate? Well, my story actually began when I was born because I was born into a very challenging family. My mother was mentally ill, my father was an alcoholic, and I was afraid all the time because I never knew what was going to happen from day to day. When I was a teenager, I was stressed out to the max. And when I was in college, I started seeking a way to release stress. I knew that there was something, something inside of me that was stronger and more powerful than all this stress out here. And so I started trying different forms of meditation. And then when I came upon TM and I learned the technique, and it was so simple, it was so easy to do, but yet the benefits were profound. I started meditating, and I have been meditating for the rest since that time. When I was 23 years old at the time. And I have been meditating year after year after year, and I will continue meditating for the rest of my life because of the benefits the benefits of being able to release stress and tension, fatigue, tiredness, and not only stress from the day, but toxic stress that builds up year after year after year that compromises our life so that we are not able to be the full potential of what we were meant to be. When people come to learn how to meditate, they all say the same things. I want I just want to quiet my mind. I want relief from stress. I want to I want to be able to be the person I am meant to be. Have you ever had days where you just want to quiet your mind? Just nod your head if you can say yes to that. Have you ever had days where it's time to go to bed and you want to get a good night's sleep, but you can't even settle down because your mind is just racing? All these thoughts. Have you had that experience? And this experience goes on day after day and it compromises our health. This is why I meditate, because when I practice my TM at the beginning of my day, first of all, I have a way to preparing myself for the day, both my mind and my body. And I have a way to go into activity and be more focused, clear thinking, calmer. And then at the end of my day, aren't you tired at the end of your day? At the end of my day, I have a way to, before I go into my evening hours, to rejuvenate my nervous system, to rejuvenate my mind and my body, so that I get rid of that tiredness and tension and fatigue. And TM not only gets rid of surface stress from the day, but more deeply rooted stresses that we have been carrying, those knots of stress that affect the quality of our life, that affect our health, that build up, that can lead to heart disease, hypertension, high blood pressure, heart attacks. It's a way to, it's a healthcare intervention. And I am so happy that I'm able to share this with you this evening. There is power in what I call the silent pause, the silent transformation that takes place when we are able to go inside and just pause. Just pause for a few minutes and then come out stronger. So, this is what we teach. We teach people how to have a way to release stress, have a way to be your best self day after day after day. You know, TM has been taught all over the world for decades now. Millions of people have learned the technique. It is not a religion. You do not have to change your lifestyle in any kind of way. It's not a philosophy. It's just a simple meditation, universal technique that allows the mind to settle inward and the body to relax. And when the body relaxes, the breathing automatically slows down because the body goes into a deep state of relaxation. So this is the good news about what I have to share with you. And what I'd like to do now, we've already had a few moments of deep breathing, which was beautiful, was so amazing. I just felt that that was a pause. That was a pause to go inward. And now, before we have intermission, we're going to have another pause, and it's going to be a meditative pause as well. Dr. Yolanda, is there a chair for me to sit in? I don't know where you are. Thank you. That worked. So, what I'm going to ask us to do once again, we're going to settle inward. And if you feel comfortable in closing the eyes, please do that. I'm going to teach you a slightly different breathing technique. And this is not going to be transcendental meditation. We're going to sit in silence just for a few minutes. It's not TM, but it will be going inward. So I'm going to ask us to just sit easily and breathe in gently through your nose and let it out through the mouth as if you're easily blowing through a straw. Continue to breathe in this way. In through the nose easily and out through the mouth as if you're blowing through a straw. When we settle the breath, the mind settles inward. This is what the mind wants. The mind wants peace and quiet and calm. And deep within your mind, there is peace and centeredness and calmness. Continue to breathe in this way a few more times. And now you can allow the breath to just soften. And then you can let go of the breath. And we're going to sit in silence for 2 minutes and just be inside. The mind is seeking to be in a field of greater silence and peace. So let's just sit in silence together and experience the power of the pause. And now we're going to be opening our eyes. When you feel comfortable, you can just sit there for a few more seconds. And then when you feel comfortable and ready, easily open the eyes. Just notice what you're noticing. How do you feel? The technique that we teach, TM, as Dr. Yolanda said, is scientifically validated. Over the last 50, 60 years, there have been 600 scientific studies done on the TM technique. The American Heart Association in 2013 endorsed TM as the only meditation technique that lowered blood pressure. So I want to invite you to learn more about TM. As I said, we have our center here at the Ark. We've been here since 2018. When this new building opened, we were asked to come and be a partner here at the Ark to offer to the community this technique that allows people to improve the quality of their lives. The first step is in your bag, let me just show you what it is. It says TMC. There's a picture of people meditating, so this is what it is. And then there's also a card, Risa Martinez, and there are QR codes both on this flyer and the card. We start with coming to an introductory talk that is given every week, 2 times a week, and the QR code will allow you to register for that. It's a 1 hour introduction to what TM is, giving you all the information about the technique and the benefits. And then at that time, you can sign up for a course. And the course is for a 4-day course, about 75 minutes each day, where you are taught the TM technique so that you learn it, you can practice it, you know how to do it. And people find that a lot of people, right from the very first meditation, see the benefits. One time I taught a woman who came in and she was in the middle of an anxiety attack. And I taught her TM, and when she came out of that first meditation, she was smiling. It had been so profound for her. So our intros happen on Thursday evenings at 5:30 on a Zoom call, 5:30 p.m. And on Fridays at 12 noon, there's another Zoom call. And if you can't make the calls on the card, Risa Martinez, her card, she is the director of our center now. There's a video that you can watch, and I'm in that video along with another TM teacher, and we basically give a 13-minute video introduction to Transcendental Meditation. So thank you. I hope that you heard something that you might want to follow up on and that could make a difference in your life. I know it certainly has in mine. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, without further ado, we have intermissions, about 10 minutes. We're going to try to get this quick. There's food in the back. We have some young folks who apparently had, they were hungry. And I think they already got to some of it. So I just want everybody to enjoy it. This is a free event, so apparently it's definitely first come, first serve. But we will make sure that everybody gets a meal. Okay, so I do want. We have these sponsored tables again. Events DC, the Federal City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta. We had Quality of Life. We had Global Fertility and Genetics. We had Faith City Central. We had some physicians who also sponsor. Each one of these organizations sponsored tables for the community to be able to eat for free. So I just want to make sure that I mention them. We had Dr. Maurice Miles of Rose Hall Medical Aesthetics. We had Dr. Clyde Green as well as his mother, who recently actually had a heart episode, some atrial fibrillation. She was seen at Howard University. Was very She complimented the staff and how well they did, and called me up, and I was able to connect her with someone. And when she found out about the event, she wanted to support. So there's a lot of support in this community for what we're doing. I just wanted to make sure I would be, I wanted to mention them. I wanted to mention that the reason I can do this and not charge anyone is because there are a lot of people who are helping and pushing to get this information out. So please stand up, grab something to eat. We have some people in the back that are going to give you what you need. There are 4 choices. I don't know all of them, so you'll find out when you get to the back. I know there's a vegetarian option, but I know there's chicken salad and some other things. So there's meals. I want to try to make this as quick as possible because we want to keep moving along. But after this, those of you who know about this fashion show and who are waiting on these fashion show kids are in for a real treat. So please, please, please grab yourself something to eat, grab some water, and not necessarily the healthiest, but the best tasting cupcakes around. Make sure you get a cupcake as well. I'm not going to look at any of those y'all to grab the cupcakes. I'm just going to, I'm going to look away. You can play music. I know y'all gotta go because this is not supposed to be too long. We're not supposed to.
see my family every month. I found a girl my parents love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl he sent my way. But I know the things he gives me, he can take away. And I hold you every night, and that's a feeling I wanna get used to. But there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please don't take. I found my mind, I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything's good and it's great, why do I sit and wait till it's gone? Oh, I tell you, I know I've got enough. I've got peace and I've got love. But I'm up and I thinking I just might lose it all. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody got food. I didn't see anybody have any knockdown, drag out. So we all had some food. We all have some sustenance. Okay, thank you, thank you. That's what I want to hear. No, I'm just playing. Y'all are very gracious. Y'all been doing a great job. We are into the second half, and we're about to be done with this. We're cutting a couple of these things out. There's a lot of information in terms of like videos and stuff that we wanted you guys to have. But I think we've been talking enough about some of this stuff that you guys are going to get it. So we got maybe a couple we'll do, but for the most part, we got to also get to our awards. So I know a lot of y'all are waiting on these awards. But what I did want to start off with is, again, because this could not be done without good partnerships and without sponsors and without community members who really stepped up to the plate, I have to keep acknowledging them. The number one organization I wanted to, well, there's two organizations, but the first one I want to acknowledge, again, was Events DC, because they stepped up and said, we are very interested in being the presenting sponsor for this event. And this is the first year I had a presenting sponsor. Everybody knows in this room there's been a lot of small donations that we've been able to use and get the job done. They stepped in and said, we want to work with you. We're excited about what you're doing, the impact that you have. And I'll be honest, the reason I was able to utilize that support is because I partnered with a very special other organization. So that being said, if I had not partnered with the Federal City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated this time, I would not have been able to access that grant as easily as I did. They had already done work with this amazing organization, and they were already in that system, and they knew the quality and caliber of the work that these young ladies do. And so when I presented the actual idea that we were partnering, that is why they felt comfortable putting the funds into our hands. So I am forever grateful. For 35 years, I've been grateful to this organization, but I'm forever grateful this evening for the chapter, the Federal City Alumni Chapter, and particularly to the president, Miss Vanessa Grant. And I want to welcome her up to give a couple of words because without her, y'all would not be sitting in this fabulous room doing the fabulous things that you are. So thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Can you guys hear me in the back? It is an honor to be here with you at the Heart to Heart Red Carpet Affair, where we're living out our ancestors' dreams and claiming our legacy of wellness. I am Vanessa Grant, the president of the Federal City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And we are absolutely thrilled to partner with Dr. Yolanda and Events DC and the ARC, of course. And thank you to all of the 2025 sponsors and table sponsors. Thank you, or else this evening would not be what it is tonight. Are you all having a good time? Are you all having a good time? Yes. If you've enjoyed the first half, just wait. There's so much more in store for you. Today we are taking a bold step forward together, all of us, diving into key topics that will shape your future health. We've equipped you with the tools to thrive, succeed, and most importantly, prioritize your heart health. As I think about the upcoming activity and presentations, I can't help but feel excited. I can't wait, y'all. I can't wait. The knowledge and the experience you gain today are truly invaluable, life saving. We understand how essential it is to have access to the right information, and that's what this red carpet affair is all about. Empowering you to make informed, heart healthy decisions. But I won't keep you from the incredible insight ahead. I just want to take a moment to say thank you for being here. It's inspiring to see so many eager faces. Opportunities like this to gain knowledge from experts at no cost don't come around every day. So I encourage you to take full advantage. This is your chance to learn from the best and strengthen the support system that will help you on your health journey. So without further ado, let's continue. Welcome again, and thank you all for your support.
All right. So our second half starts with an amazing group. We get excited about them every year. What I don't know is whether they want. It's a little dark, so I'm gonna make sure they want these lights out, because I can't see, and they're fashion models, so I'm gonna make sure no one trips. So let me. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I just the doctor and me did not want anybody coming out here and tripping. So, without further ado, we are about to be blessed by the Southeast Tennis and Learning Center. Oh, these amazing young people who are doing a fashion show. They design their own clothing and they serve. So I need y'all to see and watch them do what they do. Before I forget, though, we're here with a cause, and that cause is not only to bring information and awareness and make impact, but to raise some funds, raise some money for the American Heart Association. So please, 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 if you have not forgotten, there are QR codes on your table. We want to make a difference in the amount that we can do for research for women in heart disease. We also want you all to know that if you have not yet gotten your ticket for a raffle ticket for your 50-50 opportunity to be blessed tonight, then please do so, because that's another thing on the table. But outside of that, I'm excited. I need a couple of my volunteers to come move the podium, because my back did not appreciate me doing it the last time. So I'm going to have a couple of the guys. Tori, you don't have, get the guys, thank you, to come move the podium, and then you guys will have a very exciting moment. So give us a minute, and you guys will be blessed. telling you. Wait, wait, wait. There's somebody trying to sneak out. Miss Janice, you cannot sneak out. I wouldn't let them sneak out for the dancers. I will not let them sneak out. So, in a second. So, Miss Janice, Miss Janice, Miss Janice. I know you are not. You are always fabulous. And I know you did not want me to do this. There's a whole bunch of people that don't want me to call them out. You got, don't you dare. You're not going nowhere. This is somebody, she, listen, because she knows she dresses. And I didn't say I was going to do this, but you know, it's hard to surprise people when you tell them you're going to do something. So you got to not tell them, and then they got to, you know. So I want you to know for 7 years they have done this. They don't ask for a dime, they provide everything, all the materials. Them kids come out, they serve all of that energy. They do their own costume. I mean, their own wardrobes. I won't call them costumes. Their own wardrobes. I mean, but they come fabulous. Listen, they inspired me to put some red in my hair. I don't do this. This ain't me. So I was, you know, channeling my inner, what's her name? Scissor. Scissor? Is that her name? Scissor. Me and Scissor. So I just want you to know how inspiring you are. And I got these lashes on, so I'm trying not to cry. But I want you to know that I so appreciate all the work that you do with these kids. All of that energy, all that confidence, all the beauty that they know that they have, because it's so hard to pump our kids up when the world keeps telling them that they don't belong somewhere, that they don't deserve to be in the spaces, and you always, always, always lift them up. My kids were with you. My kids did this when they were young. And so I need you to have your flowers before you go. So we have some. You always sneak out. You and she is. I'm sorry, Sora. She's also one of y'all, Sora. So we keep it in the house. So thank you so much. Woo! Okay, I don't even know who I am because I got no glasses on. I ain't got no program. I just get so excited when they come. I think there is a little bit of information we're about to run after that. Woo! And then we're gonna get to our awards, right? So we have so we're gonna go ahead. So there's a little bit of information we're gonna share with you, and I'm gonna get back here and get some special things together for some special people, and then. No, he said no. So a priest and a no, I'm just playing. I'm gonna tell a joke. So walk into a bar. Are we ready, sir? This was your job. You ready? What you gonna do? Hold on a second. See, we get so excited about the kids when they come out that we lose it. Hold on. Back on. We're back on. Let's do that.
Hello, sorors of the Federal City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and guests of the Dr. Yolanda Cares Foundation Incorporated. This is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. While I wish I could be with you in person today, I am so humbled to be recognized as the Foundation's 2025 Heart Health Champion as part of the Heart Health and Health Disparities Awareness Awards Banquet. As we all know, health is wealth. Throughout my first term in Congress, I worked tirelessly to improve the health and lives of the people I serve, co-sponsoring the Amputation Reduction and Compassion Act that would ensure insurance coverage of peripheral artery disease screening tests without cost sharing under Medicare and Medicaid. I also worked with my Texas colleagues from both sides of the aisle to open a federally funded ARPA-H Customer Experience Hub in my district, which is providing cutting-edge research and improving health outcomes for all by diversifying the patient population that participates in clinical trials. As I begin my second term, I am continuing my work to expand access to healthcare, lower the cost of prescription medications, and keep Americans healthy. We are facing difficult years ahead, and we must face these challenges with fierce fortitude. As a soror and congresswoman, I'm not about to sit by and allow our democracy to be dismantled. Let this be your call to action, to speak up and to speak out.
Okay, we had to change some things up because that was not what was okay. But we are very excited because what ended up happening, you all know that Congress just had some news that they weren't expecting. And so, with all of the changes, there were some changes that were made in her schedule. But we got a chance to go out and greet her and have some conversations and give her her award. And so we wanted to share that moment with you all because we were called kind of, on the fly and said, hey, the session's going to be out. I got called to do some things, but this is very important to me. And so we made sure that, when you get that call, we all jumped up and said, yes, we can go do that. And so we were very excited to, I have no idea what I was saying, but we were very excited to give her her accolades. And if you all know, in reading in the program, she has been very vocal about health equity, about disparities, about getting resources into the hands and the places that they need to be. And so we had it was unanimous when we talked about who we were going to choose. And this had nothing to do with some of the current conversations that she's been having with folks. So she is definitely taking people to the carpet. She is keeping folks honest, and like she said, we're not going back. So I am so proud to have been able to share this honor with the women in this room and with you all, and giving her her accolades and letting her know how important her work is for all of us. And again, what President said, Vanessa Grant, talking about our legacy and being our ancestors' wildest dreams. That's something she says. That's actually why we chose this theme. That's something she says all the time. She's always saying, the young people today, I'm so proud. Every time she works closely with our young people, and we've been introducing her to a lot of them, she says, you all are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And so I want you all to know that we have to claim that. We have to claim that legacy, and we need to live on. We're here for a reason. We need to keep these legacies alive, which, in my opinion, is very much tied to your heart health. Everything about me is about your heart health. So if we're talking about reclaiming that legacy and being our ancestors' wildest dreams, they suffered through a lot for us to be where we are. And so it's our responsibility now to take care of this vessel that is still here, and to bring those behind us up in a healthy and happy way, whole way. So, with that being said, can I get some lights on? Because we have some other awards that we are going to. There we go. We're going to present. But I need. This is my lovely assistant, um, Mr. J. Kendall Smalls. Would you please, sir, help someone with the podium, please? Thank you and very much. So, he's so sweet sometimes. Um, who you? Oh, that was a. So they're frat brothers a little bit. I think he might be older. I can't remember. So he just forced him to do some stuff. Okay, that I won't talk about that. So I'm gonna appreciate these two men for bringing out this podium. And I need one of my staff members. Oh, there we go. Our lovely staff members. We have. Thank you. You guys did that so wonderfully, so well. Thank you so much. I see you got a round of applause. See, look at that. Look at that. We know how to appreciate our black men. Let me tell you. Okay, so listen. We have a couple of other awards that we're gonna give. One of the awards, if you've been looking through the program, we actually gave an award for Heart Health Champion. We have 3 boxes. Can we get the 3 boxes, please? Thank you very much. And my other lovely assistant, come on. Come on. This is sometimes when you have to give birth to some of these people, they got to do some work. So I'm gonna need you to bring This is the last one I gave. Come on. I don't know. Could you look and tell me which one it is? Thank you. Which one is this? Is this the one, the first one that I'm giving? Did you read it? Yes, it is. She's so educated, y'all. She's a sophomore in college. But that's what my money is going for tuition at VCU. So, I am, oh yeah, he did it. Nod. Howard's getting your money right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we have an award for Events DC, our presenting sponsor, and we have someone that's accepting. Oh, there you are. Thank you for accepting the award. This is our SOAR. I don't have them glasses on that I had on earlier, so please introduce yourself and tell them why we're accepting this award for them. But they are, I'm telling y'all, we would not have this thing if it wasn't for Events DC. So I need to keep saying Events DC did such a good job. Y'all just tell them that we said it a whole lot and we so appreciated them. Please. Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bria Govan. I'm a Senior Community Engagement Manager at Events DC. On behalf of our board and our President and CEO, Angie M. Gates, we are grateful to be a part of this community and support it. Thank you.
This is their award, and it says, without my glasses, because I think I wrote it, Events DC 2025 Heart Health Champions. And this is presented to them by both Dr. Yolanda Cares Foundation and the Federal City Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Thank you. So please take this back. We are so honored to have partnered with you all. Okay. And we have lots of pictures, so please don't leave. All right, so our next award is another top sponsor of our event, and probably somebody who didn't expect to get this award. That's that one. And in fact, this person does a lot of work every year and hardly ever gets recognized for his hard work. And he went toe to toe with his company and made sure that they became a diamond sponsor this year. So they stepped it up by a few $1,000s. So I'd like to appreciate Mr. J. Kendall Smalls for global fertility and genetic. So I just want you, I know. It was hard to get him in it, but I had to make sure he understood the assignment. So this is to Jay Kendall Smalls, and we did not mention, but he is a representative today for Global Fertility and Genetics. They are actually all the way in New York. But again, because we talk about the fact that congenital heart defects are the number one birth defect, and because there's a lot of conversation about maternal health, they actually do a lot of work with not only infertility in black women. Because here's the thing: we have these conversations of black women and black families and couples and infertility, and there's this myth that we are, hypersexual and we can have all these kids and nobody need, but we are struggling with infertility, and a lot of it is connected to diet, stress, right? All of the issues that we're having conversations about here. And so they do a lot of work in the community and across communities. And so when I asked them to partner, they did not hesitate, and they actually stepped up and gave more and more because I said, we really need to do this program. So I want to see. I just said how much we appreciate. So I want to thank Global Fertility Genetics, and I want to thank you for your undying and unwavering. It's not gonna die. I said it. Loyalty, and we appreciate you. I don't let you speak usually, so you got your 2 minutes.
Well, I'm letting you slide. This is your program. Thank you for the award from behalf of Global Fertility and Genetics. And as my brother Reggie knows that my saying is this: if your presence doesn't have an impact, then your absence won't make a difference. So thank you for being impactful in Washington, D.C. and getting on my last, no, no. Thank you for being impactful in Washington, D.C. and all the work you ladies have done. To ladies of Federal City Alumni Chapter, thank you so much. Anybody else? I'm good. Events DC. Anybody else? Corinne, thank you.
Thank you. And then lastly, we have an award for a member of our staff that didn't know they were getting an award either. Um, and each year, another company that has always been very supportive, and the first time they got supportive is because this young lady was like, "Well, wait a minute, what do you need?" Oh yeah, yeah, we can make that happen. She gave me an email address, and they have been supporting us every year since. And so I want to acknowledge my really special friend, Miss Tracy Davis, the outstanding team member. And y'all, let me tell you how special she is. This is our dear, dear friend from Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and she is always there for me. And I am so appreciated. I so appreciate you and what you've done and what AmeriHealth does every year. And I don't think that they know how we actually always, always count on them. And so you started that, and you never realized that how we really just you're a part of the team for so many other reasons, but this has been very special. So I wanted to make sure we gave you acknowledgement.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. AmeriHealth Caritas DC is a major part of the DC community. We believe in whole person care. It is our belief that if we can help you reach your personal goals, that you will then be at your best, and then you will be able to be an amazing, impactful part of our community. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We appreciate you, Dr. Yolanda.
When did you do that? Okay, so and then I have a couple of things that I want to present to some people. Again, this was a partnership, and I was up late nights, and I was sending emails, and I was trying to make sure that we had all our T's crossed and our I's dotted, and I want to make sure that I acknowledge first our president again, Vanessa Grant, for being very instrumental in making this happen for us. So I really wanted to give you your roses. We so appreciate you. Y'all, I also want you to know that we have somebody called the first vice president of programs, and she's the first person that I had to go to and say, "Look, I have this thing that I want us to do together." And she was like, "Okay, what's it really about?" Because, we don't play. We have, y'all talk about red tape. It's like real. Red tape is real. So that Delta tape, boy, she was like, "What is it?" It had to have integrity. It needed to be this, that, and the other. I was like, "Lord, it's a program. I promise." But I want you to know you kept me on my toes. I so appreciate you, Miss Fabulous. First Vice President of Programs, Miss Tanya Kinla. Thank you so much. Listen, you kept it real. Thank you. And then my co-chair, Dawn Hill, made it happen. Dawn, come on up. You get your flowers too. Listen, I believe in making sure people understand that I appreciate all the hard work.
Yolanda, I think we talk every day in December. And
I am annoying, y'all. If I want something to happen, I am so annoyed. Rena will tell you. I'll call. It was like, "Rena, listen, that's what I want to do." She was like, "Okay." So, yes, I'm annoying. So.
no, no, no. But it was the best. She pushed me in ways that I needed to be pushed. So it was a great partnership. But we talked every day. And when January came, there were some days we didn't talk, and I said, "Ooh, I feel weird. Where is she?" Yes, but it's been great. So thank you.
I just want you to know we appreciate you. All right, all right, all right. And then I have some roses for a lot of the folks that are on my staff. I'm not going to give all of these out right now, but I need my staff members to come up and out. You already know. Yeah, you knew it was going to happen. So Pam, Sharp, this is a volunteer. Like I said, we don't pay anything, but we also don't get anything. So there's all these volunteers who do late night stuff. They're doing what is it? Digital. I don't even stuff. I don't know what to do. What, digital market? Was it? What is it? What is it? It's something. She create all the assets and all the stuff. And come on, Pam. And I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing." And she's like, "Girl, send me the file. I'll fix it." So we have Pam. Where is everybody? So they're out there working. They're trying to get.
Everybody should have a raffle ticket.
Does everybody? Oh, see, she's still working. She's actually the 50-50 person. She's trying to get y'all to get raffle tickets. I'm trying to say thank you. Thank you for all the work that you do. Where is Dakita and oh, they're all out front. They didn't know. Oh, here comes Waleed. See, tell you all know it's the end of the program. Everybody needs to. Anno, could you tell those young ladies? Here's Dakita. Dakita's not only. She's like, wait. Dakita's not only on our team. She is the person who is responsible for them fabulous cupcakes that y'all just had. So Dakita and her sister does the cupcakes. Dr. Waleed. Dakita is an RN. I've known Dakita for 20 something years. Oh, I was gonna, yeah, they can have some. I was gonna give y'all the roses because we ain't got time. But I'll give you the roses, I promise. And who else is out there? I don't even know. Van, LaShawn, Sean Allen, Dee Dee Cutler, the fabulous Tracy Davis. There's a lot of people that help put together the program. LaShawn Smith. I don't. If I don't say your name, I if you're not standing here, Anno, yes, Anno Okura, who came all the way up from Harlem to help put this production together. Somebody else. There's people. There's lots of people. And they're all, I'm getting, oh, there's one of the people. She just walked in. Come on, the two of the people. Dee Dee and Van. Oh, that's Dee Brooks. Look, Sean Allen, I said your name. I'm getting, oh, I can't remember. I said LaShawn. I said that part. Oh, and the lovely Joselie. Okay, yeah, come on up here, Joselie Pamphile. Joselie, also one of your lovely sorority sisters, was crowned, is the current Black Virginia. Come on over here. I'm right here. Right here. You wore this fabulous red dress and a crown. You better come over here. She is the current Black Virginia, right? And it's. You want to tell them something? Tell them about sickle cell and heart disease. Go ahead.
So pretty much, yes, I was recently crowned as Miss Black Virginia USA 2025, and thank you, and one of my platforms is sickle cell anemia, which is something that is dear to my heart because my nephew is diagnosed with sickle cell, and we all know that this disease affects our community in a disproportionate rate. And so I am trying to raise awareness through different sorts of ways. And so yeah, so that's pretty much what my platform. We know that it affects cardiovascular disease in all sorts of ways and other different complications. And so I that's pretty much what I am for my during my title. I want to raise more awareness for that platform.
And y'all, she's not only beautiful, she like Tracy is, and like Dr. Waleed here is of PharmD. She has her PhD in pharmacy. So I just want y'all to understand these are some brilliant people up here. They're also beautiful, and I appreciate you guys very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna need to pull this raffle if you guys, whoever hasn't done it. But I also want to give these prizes away. Can we pull that wagon in? Because they're not coming. That stuff's not coming home with me. We got a juicer. We have exercise. Okay, we have juicer. We got exercise equipment. We got a Panera car. We got. Listen. So I need to know who in here has completed the. First of all, we got an RN in the back talking about she completed. And you know what? I didn't say you couldn't play. So come on up here. If you have, and tell me who else. Who else has completed the any of the puzzles? So there's puzzles in your booklets. Okay, hands. Okay, hands. All right, hands. This is exciting to me. What? I gotta see if it's right. But all right, come on, come on. We gotta make sure it's right. So I need. How many people have completed both the fill in the blank and the puzzle? Okay, okay. This is the fabulous. This is the fabulous Miss Regina, as I have called her, Miss Regina Hartridge. Y'all, I worked with this woman for over 17 years at Children's as a pediatrician, and Regina as one of our the nursing director. We also have the now new nursing director in the back, Miss Michelle Tolver, manager. I'm sorry, nurse manager. I mean, director, manager. Y'all did it all. Y'all told me what to do. So the nursing manager, she corrected me in my ear. She's been doing that for 17 years. I'm running this. I thought I was. And then Michelle in the back. Could you please like wave, stand up, something? 17 years. Thank you. Okay, so this is yours. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. I need all the other winners. We got a whole lot of stuff. I'm giving this to say coming home with me. Who else? Come on. If you completed it, we're gonna make sure it's correct. We're gonna make sure it's correct. Huh? Yeah. Oh, this is the other one of my team members. You're not getting roses, but she's a team member, so she's getting tuition. So we gonna. All right, come on up. Who else? Who else? How many winners do we have? One, two, three, four, five. Come on through, Mister. Come on. Let me see. You got your stuff too. I love it. I love it. Where's the other one? Where's the fill in the blank and then the crossword puzzle on the other side? Okay, 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 okay. So you said music. Yeah, I know. I'm holding it 5 feet away from me because. Did you laugh loud? Did you? I think she laughed a little too loud because I can't see. Listen, my 20-year-old was like, "Mom, your glasses." So the crossword puzzle. It said listening to classical music. Yes, that's the answer. Can lower your blood pressure. When your blank is high, it's called hypertension. Blood pressure, good. What kind of disease is the number one killer of all Americans? Everybody in the room should say heart disease. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, I learned. Y'all learned something today. Okay, good. It said eating a healthy blank can reduce the risk of developing heart disease. We said diet. Drinking what helps detoxify the body, maintain a healthy body weight. Important in health. We said water. All right. The purpose of CPR is to pump what to the rest of the body? They said blood. Um, I'm sorry. Okay. We said although men and women have differences in heart. Yep. Chest pain is the most common for both. Now you have nine. The acronyms. This is going down. Oh, that's her fault. Yes. I appreciate that you corrected us because it's just AED. I don't know why it's three extra boxes. It's all good. And you got that right. Okay. So, which race faces twice the risk of stroke? We have black. So, this is correct. Now, what I will say is the first hand that I noticed um, was the nurse manager. But I don't know how fair this is. I'll give you the second. Okay. So the second hand that I noticed was this young lady here. I don't know if you need one of these, but the first prize for that would be this. You gonna grab that for me? Would be this juicer that you get to take home with you. So So how many of us just had a heart attack? I just had one. I just had a mini one. I appreciate you. She said she didn't know it was that heavy. Yes. Okay. So you're welcome. We have other stuff, but you get one. Okay. No problem. And then the second prize for that where'd it go? Was where'd it go? We got all kinds of stuff. Okay. We have. Okay, where's the cook? Oh, here it is. Is this? It's called "What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking," but it actually has really. This is one of my favorites. I have it. Really good recipes and some other ideas about what to cook when you don't feel like cooking, but it's very easy to do. So this is your prize. You're welcome. We have this one is a oh no. This one is all together. This comes all together. So this is kind of just taking care of yourself. Oh, ma'am, you can have a seat. I have more for you. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? They be waiting on stuff. I'm just playing. This one is like a whole thing together, right? So this has a massager in it, a candle. I mean, don't the packaging, please don't even talk about it. A big water bottle and a journal. Okay, so this is kind of a care package from us to you to take care of you. All right. Now You are so welcome. That goes in the back. Then we have this is also a book that we're giving away and a Fitbit. Here it goes. So we have this Fitbit. Oh, and some bath bombs, Fitbit in here. And this is a book that I actually wrote on nutrition that has some recipes in here. Okay, I have two. Y'all both your mouths open. I'll give y'all two books as well. Okay, okay. I said, here you go. This is for you. You're welcome. Sorry, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, and then we have. So I'm not gonna just give you that book. I have the book. I have a couple of books that I wrote. Actually, wrote a book. This is for adults. I actually wrote a children's book about nutrition as well. So you'll both get those books. This book, I'm gonna have to shame her. This book is called Naomi Negotiates a Healthy Lunch, and I wrote this book because of my youngest child here. Her name is Naomi. Oh, she walked away. My oldest two children would eat whatever I sent to school with them. Mm-mm. My youngest would come home with wrappers in her lunch of things that I would never, clutching my pearls. Where'd you get this wrapper? What is this? So she would allow kids to trade her healthy stuff for the junk. And then on the way home, she would always look like she was sick. I'm like, you green in the back. What is wrong with you? I'm fine. And I look in the lunch bag. She had eaten something. Somebody gave her some all kinds of junk. So I kept telling her they trading for all this fresh fruit. They're trading for all this good food that you got. They want what you have, and you keep giving them this junk. We are not going to do this. So I had to explain to her all the reasons that I was giving her all the stuff that she was getting, and then it dawned on me that this is something that parents have to deal with all the time. So she actually inspired the book when I had to start telling these parents about how to get your kids to actually eat healthy. So that's what that book came from. Naomi Negotiates a Healthy Lunch. So that was and I have a gift card for you. This is a Panera gift card for you. All right, get a salad or say you did. You don't have to. Just say you did. Just say that Dr. Yolanda gave it to you for a salad, but you can get anything you want. And then I also have the same for you, sir. I have the two books, and this is a Starbucks um, tumbler and some straws and things. So this is for you. Now I do need. You're welcome. I do need to know. Is there anybody in here who has a child who? So it's one of the years we had somebody win, and they. Oh, you know what? I got another gift. There was a person who was the first person to register for the event, and her name was Shireen Ferreira. Is she here? You won a prize. You won a prize. You sure did, y'all. It was like 2 in the morning, what time did you? I had just published it, and bing, I was like, really? So I just want you to know I appreciate you. She was the first person to get a ticket to the event, so I appreciate you. Yes, we're looking to give away. I need to I need somebody who has a child. So sometimes when these happen, the person who wins or comes up with their answers is a young person. So I didn't want to leave a young person out. But now who's doing that? I'm like, anybody. If you listen, when you raise your hand, when things happen, when you say I want it. So you're getting it just for being here and listening to this information and going away with that. See what I'm saying? See, when your parents drag you places sometimes and you got to sit through all the stuff, it is worth it. I'm telling you, it could pay off. It pays off. Did you hear that? It pays off when you pay. Okay. So anyway, it can pay off. It can pay off. And then I actually have some others. So anybody, these are the answer keys. We're going to make sure that these get passed out so that if you were confused or just wanted to have the answers to the information, I actually have the first person who. Oh, do y'all have the names? I needed the first person. I don't remember if they took this name. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Who can tell me What TM stands for? Okay, well, hands. I mean, who's going? Who? You want to say it? Who said that? You said it loud enough. Okay. So this is a free fitness session. Come on, with Fahrenheit. We have. Let me ask. This is what he look like. This is what he look like. Is this him? Is this him? Is this him? Girl, this is him. This is for you. She about to have a fitness session. I'm just saying. I think I would call if it was. Okay, that's your fitness session with Fahrenheit Fitness. Let's see what else I got. I'm trying to give stuff away. Who can tell me? Who can tell me what CPR stands for? Can a nurse? Can a nurse do CPR? What does it stand for? All right. Who else said it? Okay, we got more. This is all, so Starbucks was one of our sponsors as well, and they came and they gave us these care packages. Um, who can tell me the percentage of African American women who have heart disease by age 20? Who said it? You said it. Did you win something? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Who said it? It's for you. And you said it too? I heard you say it. All right, okay, okay, all right. All right, who? Huh? Who said it too? You said it too? Okay. And you fabulous. Come on up. You looking real good. Here you go. Here you go. Thank you. Okay. Who can tell me what was it? Other facts. What's in my head? I know so much. Who can tell me what okay, who can tell me this is a long one, so I won't say that. Who can tell me the common symptom of heart attacks that men and women share? Because there are a lot that are different, but there's one that they all share, or that we both share. Oh, they all, it's only men and women, that they both share. Who can tell me? Chest pain. Okay. Who said that? There you go. Okay. Go ahead, Miss. Um, you said chest pain as well? Okay, listen, because I don't want to get in trouble. I can't be, they serious around here. They be here's a mug. Don't get. Here we go. We gonna make sure you get something. You said chest pain. I appreciate you. They are all gonna walk out of here with something. And I think that's all of that. Lady, she got something and walked off. Okay, so is this time for us to? How much money we giving away? That's how much it was double. That's half. So we got 200 and something, and somebody's about to win 100 and what? $177. Wow, you know how many eggs that could buy y'all? Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all eggs are gold today. Ooh, we about to get us some groceries. Hold up. Gas, groceries. What we about to do? She got her juices. She said, I am out. Listen, she's like, y'all can have that little $177. All right. Now, y'all, hold up. Put my glasses on. We need. All right. So everybody knows it's 386. The last four digits are 7, 1, 8, 4. Ooh, they left. 7. Oh, no, no, no. Y'all don't understand how lucky this lady. No, you are kidding me. So Miss Sharon, y'all, this is one of my church buddies. She also got a very blessing. I ain't gonna tell all your stuff from our church recently. So I got to stick around with you more often because you getting stuff paid off. You get girl here. I'm gonna tell your pastor you got that too. Give him $1.77 or something. What is it? So anyway, I cannot tell y'all how much I appreciate you coming out, how much I appreciate you supporting us, how much I appreciate you staying to the end because it was long and it was over and but it was amazing to have you guys. So please, please, please know from the bottom of my heart that we appreciate you and we want to see y'all back tomorrow, not at all tomorrow, next year. And anybody who wants to participate, who wants to get involved, and who wants to help us with this event, I had event planners come up to me during the intermission saying that they wanted to get involved. I said yes, please, and thank you. So if anybody else has some stuff that they want to show off and want to do and want to help us, please do, because this is a community effort, and we just want to make some impact, and we want to keep some folks alive. Do we have any indication of what was raised, Dante, from that graphic? Not that it matters, but I just wanted to know so I could tell you guys. Oh, the Wi-Fi is not working. Okay. Okay. Well, that makes me feel good because if it's zero, then I'm gonna feel so bad. When y'all go home, y'all go. Yes, sir. Oh, you have a question? Oh, yeah. And I'm a hold them ransom for $25 for a donation. No, I'm just playing. I will. If you reach out to me and you want some photos, just let me know. I'm here to share the photos. There was also a $5 photo opportunity out there, and all of that money was coming to raising money tonight. Okay, so I have one last announcement. If you live in Ward 8, I need you to know that we have someone. Listen, the glasses are real. I understand. We have a candidate who is. Let me have that because I can't read. I know, but I'm gonna say it, and then I'm gonna let you. I mean, I can read, but not without glasses. Um, and I just want to make sure I'm very intentional in this moment because y'all know things are happening, and elections matter, and all parts of elections matter. It's not just the presidency. It's not just Congress. It's not just Senate. It's some of these. It's all of these stair steps, right? Throughout that process. So our local elections matter and who we have in the seat. So we have someone here that I want to make sure you all are aware of if you are in Ward 8, if you are a Ward 8 resident. And that is Miss Sheila Bunn, and she is a candidate for Ward 8 member of the Council of the District of Columbia. If you are a Ward 8 resident and you are here tonight, we are accepting all and any signatures to support her. Y'all, we have to